ei osanud nagu oodata, et see on nagu nii äge. Ei osanud nagu oodata, et see on nagu nii äge või selline. Ja.
Peale selle, et see tegi hea tuju, tuli väga palju häid mõtteid.
Väga positiivne loeng on sees.
See oli tõesti lihtsalt vabastav kogemus.
Lõpus oli positiivne ja see nagu kuidagi haarab hästi kaasa, et nad küsivadki publiku käest, et pakkuge mingeid kohti või inimesi, olustikke ja siis see nagu publiku lugu läheb seal käima, et see on lahe. Ja selles mõttes, et kindlasti soovitan.
Igal juhul ma olen väga rahul, et ma siia tulin.
Tulge kindlasti vaatama, saate hea suuda ja naerda.
Ei osanud nagu oodata, et see on nagu nii äge või selline. Ja.
Toetab A. Le Coq. Elus on maitset.
Can you hear me? Nope. Not a good start. How about now? Better. That's good. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Delta Building. Hopefully most of you already were here a couple of hours ago, have been the entire day because we had also a cool event called Computer Graphics Expo on the second floor. Raise your hands if you were there. Oh, that's nice. And did you enjoy it? Someone did. But now we are not going to Expo. Anything. We don't have any Expo over here. We have University of Tartu Pro Game Jam 2026. The event you have been waiting for many months now, since the last Game Jam that was in last year. And now it's time for pros to show their skills. And this time, it's not only University of Tartu Institute of Computer Science together with CGVR Lab who's organizing this thing. This time we also have a co-organized Estonian National Museum that helps to bring this jam life even better. And my first question to you actually is, what is a pro game jam? Does anybody know the answer? Anyone from here? There, okay, I will come there. Let's see what the definition is.
It's just a normal game jam, but the participants are just a little bit more confident.
Okay, that was a good answer. Anyone wants to add to this answer? Okay.
It's an event where all the masochists come together to spend 48 hours awake.
Because they don't have anything else to do, yes? Okay, so we got two definitions of a pro game jam. And yes, you are right. Ideally, this game jam is for pros, and it is, our focus is pros this time. But if you are a beginner, do not worry, because your team will help you. Your pro team will help you. So if you do not have team, those who don't know that you have to make a team, then if you don't have any team yet, find those pros. I can see a lot of faces already who have been here more than 5 times actually. So find those people. And if you can't find them, come to me and I will say, okay, she's a pretty pro over there and he's a bit pro over there. I will help you. And you have to build in a game jam, like usually you have a team. And in less than 48 hours, you will have to make your game. Anybody who didn't know this information? Seems like everyone knows. And today we are opening, as you can see. And today, as usual, the registration deadline hits at midnight. And on Saturday, you will have plenty of time to create your best game. And on Sunday, you will upload your games and you are the judges. No one else is best judge than you. So you will have different categories as usual, because you are pros, you already know it, and you will vote for your actually competitors' games. But as all of you are really nice, you are not going to sabotage anyone. Raise your hands if you give your promise that you will have an honest voting. That's good. That's what I wanted to hear, to see. And when the voting is over, then at 18:30, presentations as usual. And then at 8 o'clock, the award ceremony. There will be some big prizes. Not going to say what they are right now, but you can expect something cool. And that's it. Then you can go and work on Monday or go to school, whatever you have to do. But the rules, let's go over them one by one, just in case. So, as usual, 2 to 6 people per team. You will start fresh. That means no old projects. And there were some questions about those pre-made systems. Yes, everything that you have pre-made is okay to use, but you have to share it with everyone then. That's the catch. So no pre-made games, only systems. Maybe if you share them correctly, you will create new games, your best games over here. And the team, your game must clearly use the team, the announced team. If it doesn't, then you will lose points. And all the assets, as I said, pre-made assets are okay, but everyone must access them, have access. This is really important. You are allowed to use AI, but be careful not creating any slop in our game jam, because hopefully everyone have seen what how AI can help you, but the dangers also how it can produce something that isn't that enjoyable. And of course, whatever assets you use, you have to ensure that you have the license for it, that you have been permitted to use something. And as always, whatever tools you must use them to create your games. It doesn't matter if it's Unity, Unreal, Godot, your custom engine, maybe some web technologies, doesn't matter, as long as you make a game. And we are keeping the deadline strict, so late submissions may not be evaluated. So please be really careful with this rule. And please keep all your games family friendly as usual. No excessive violence, no drugs, no such thing, please. We are still in a university. And later this evening, we will give your passports to the game jam. You will get your jammer cards, and these are really important things. You will get them in room 2007. Awesome co-organizer Kertu is part of our team, will give them to you and see if you are on the list that you have registered to this event. So you have to add your name over there, and you have to wear it always, so that we know that it is you, a jammer in this event, not just some kind of random person. So please, if you get it, wear it the entire time. And if you can always keep it as some kind of cool thing that reminds you of an awesome event. And as always, keep repeating this word. Discord is our main source of information, announcements, when the deadlines are going to hit, next steps you have to do, when pizza is going to arrive. This is all in Discord. So who is here because of pizza actually? That's cool that most of you actually like to make games more than to eat. Okay, so pizza is also on Saturday and on Sunday. You will get your, this is a prize for you, as I understand from the feedback always that pizza is the best prize for you jammers. Am I right? Maybe not, because this didn't sound that optimistic, but then we don't order pizza anymore next year, next time. Is that okay for you? I didn't hear you. Okay, no, it's better. And you are pros, of course, you know your thing, you know how to make games, but here are the top 3 mistakes. Maybe you will have your own list, but this is mine right now. So avoid these, please. And it is, the first mistake is the builds, the broken builds. Raise your hand if you have been in this game jam and you have started uploading. The deadline is 16 o'clock and you have started uploading 15:30 or something and your game has broken. Raise your hands. A lot of them you can see. So this is really important that you create your builds early. I have said that thousands of times to you, but still there are people who think, okay, last minute build goes, and then everything breaks. Then you start to commit, you start to merge everything in the last hour, and then you call, Daniel, something is happening with Git, please come here quickly. So please try to avoid it. I know it's hard, it's really hard, it's even hard not in a game jam, but let's try to avoid it. Try to make your builds early. Maybe after I will talk and a couple of hours go by, you will start making your builds already, hopefully. Okay, that's too early, but please try to avoid it. And do not forget to eat and sleep, because you are not going to do anything good to your game if you are really tired. Who has experienced this before? If they were really tired and they broke their game. That little? So everybody else slept, I guess. No? Okay. Then you are better than AI in terms of working always. But try to take some rest also, because this is a competition for you, but it's also some fun thing where you can learn some new things. And as always, keep your games simple. If you think one feature takes 2 hours, it doesn't. It takes 6 or even more hours. And you still can find that one bug, that game-breaking bug. So please try to keep your games simple. Do not make anything big, but make something cool. Even if it's a one feature in your game, that must be cool. Doesn't matter how much features you add. If that one main feature, core, gameplay, mechanic isn't good, then it probably is not going to save you. So do one thing and do it good. because the goal is to make your best game. Who is here to make their best game? That's nice. That's what I wanted to see. And actually, do you want to know the team also? I didn't hear you, didn't quite catch. Just a little bit, it matters a little bit. Your next 48 hours depend on it. So who wants to hear the team? Okay, let's go there privately and I will say you, and everybody else want to hear it. But the team for UT, University of Tartu Pro Game Jam 2026, drum roll please. The team is Patterns. And yes, applause for that. And more. Now I can see you are motivated to do it. And it's not only patterns, actually you have a challenge. So you have, I will be sending you an asset pack, or actually not an asset pack, but some materials for you that you must use in your game jams. There are instructions there. I will send it to Discord, and you must use something, even if it's a one thing in your game, but in your own way. Yes, a question. However you want. But it's kind of hard to modify them, I guess. But we will see what your creativity brings to the table. But now I want to welcome Agnes to the stage to talk more about patterns. So please, big round of applause for her.
Hello, I am Agnes Aljas from Estonian National Museum. I'm happy to see that there was so much enthusiasm on the topic. I will feel to be here quite hesitant, as I'm normally not participating in these kind of events, and I'm not a big gamer, but I would hope that together with you we can solve these things. And my job now is to give you some ideas. So I was happy that there was a first question, how much you can change, interpret, whatever, do as you wish. So this is the free call and up to you how you're going to use it, but I will try to give you some insights or the ideas, what could maybe inspire you. I had papers, but I will not use them, so I hope I will not speak too long and you can interrupt me with the questions. And if you need something, there's a Discord, there's a special channel where you can ask questions, what you want to ask about heritage, patterns, museum objects, whatever. And there is one of my colleagues, Pibe, who is sitting there, stand up, so they can see. You can always ask her to join you and give you ideas. And my good colleague, Pille Runnel, the research director, is also there. So we will try to help you as much as you need and as much you want. So we are all coming from the Estonian National Museum. I don't know how many of you speak Estonian. Quite many hands, yes. How many have been in Estonian National Museum? Also quite many hands. Well done. This is Estonian National Museum. We are just a kilometer and a little bit more up from the hill. You can find us if you want to. If you don't want to sleep between making the games, you can walk to the museum, say that you are from the Game Jam, and you can walk around in the exhibition if you need inspiration, but I don't know, maybe you are not here for that. So we are a museum which has been there in Radi for almost 10 years. And if you have been visiting the museum, then maybe you have seen that the outside of the building is made of glass. So I will kind of try to give you some stories maybe that would maybe help you to think how you could visualize with different patterns or objects your game, or how what kind of things we can think that you could do with the heritage and the patterns. So if you go to see the building, nobody maybe notices in the beginning, but the pattern on the house is this kind of octagon, I think is the name in English, octagon, yes. This eight corner star. And when the building was made, the architects are a group of architects who are coming from Paris, but one of them is from Lebanon, one is from Japan, one is from France. And when I was asking from the architect Yoshi that why did you put this octagon on the museum wall, then he told me that, and I was very disappointed on his answer, that you are using this octagon a lot in Estonia, and you know that this is a star which means happiness, and it's like a protection mark. So I said, yes, that's very true, because this octagon is used a lot in everywhere in the folk culture. So you can find it globally, you can find it in Estonia. It's used everywhere, and it's kind of the sign that gives you a protection. It means that you are going to It's something that will help you to be more happier, more prosperous, and it also marks quite often the sun and the light. And these octagons are really widely used in all over the world. And you can find them in many very different forms. For example, in Estonian folk culture. And these patterns are kind of never neutral. If we look at them as researchers from the museum, we know that they always have some kind of meaning. Or the person who has been using it once, they were always having a thought with it. Why did they use it? Why did they made it in this way? So just to give a short introduction on the museum. So around 150 years ago, the idea of the museum in Estonia started to develop. So basically people mostly from Tartu University, young Estonian, mostly men in these times, went in the summer in the countryside, and they started to collect, maybe in this way, like in this photo from the year 1914, Estonian countryside way of life. So this was something that was vanishing, like in the 1890s, when urbanism and people started to move to the town. So this kind of very traditional way of living was started to finish. And these are basically the basis of our collection. So as a museum, our job daily is to see that the things that we collect are well preserved. We do a lot of different research on them. We have to see that they are in good care. We do a lot of, for example, conservation of the different objects. And we know a lot of the background behind them. So, for example, this is a photo from a museum photographer who went to do fieldworks in 1913 to Saaremaa. And he was a man who was using in this time in the photography glass negatives. So basically the photos, what we can see now, we know that we can, when we digitalize these photos, we can zoom really into the photo and see every small detail from the photo, because it's made so well, or the picture is so strong. But if you look at the pictures, this is kind of the view what you will maybe have from the life in Estonia, maybe from 1913 or 1914, if you look at the pictures. One thing what I want to raise up, that even if you go to see different collections or objects or patterns, it's always good to know that the people who have done them once, they have been the same kind of ordinary people as we are. So they have wanted to say something with their objects, with the clothes what they had, just like we are doing it. So kind of, if you use heritage, you can maybe think about it. And if we have a class negative like this, so if these peoples were pictured, and maybe if you are in Saaremaa in the summer, you would sit in the same way on this stone wall. But if it was a class negative, then they had to sit in there for quite some time, so the photographer could make the picture, because if they would move, the picture would be blurry. And what I want to say also, and hope you remember that the life in the old times was not black and white or sepia. So if you use heritage, please don't make it black and white, because the life was still colorful, even if the old films or photos are black and white. And this is where the heritage kind of tries to explain it also in the objects, that the life was not black and white in the old times. But as a museum, we see a lot of people, and maybe in this context it can sound a little bit strange, but there's thousands of people who use our collections yearly. They are mostly people who do handicraft, who try to make copies of the old objects, try to give them new uses. Because if you are not using the objects in the museum collections, they are kind of like old, died, dead objects. So our job is to give them new meanings and to give them new life. So I'm always very happy when I see that somebody has been using it somewhere. These traditional patterns or traditional objects and ideas, and it's quite often these stripes on the skirts and these octagons. And it's the most common what normally people are using. And this amount of people who come as a designers to get inspiration from the museum collections is also quite big. So we can see that the museum databases now are used yearly by, I don't know, millions of times. And the museum collections are not finishing in the moment like in the year of 1940. So we are collecting all the time new things. So if you see, well, like the last thing what I was collecting last week was a community of youngsters who are building in Roblox a game called Tartu, what we are going to exhibit in our museum exhibition, because they are explaining there what they think about nowadays city, how they are interacting, what they think about the life. And so this is all, in one point, this is all heritage, basically. So even if it sounds a little bit strange, but in 10 and 15 years, maybe nobody remembers anymore what the Roblox was. So, but the heritage databases, they are full of very different patterns. And it's not just one or few of them, but they are really very many. So I was putting here a few. Maybe I had something else. And they come in very different forms. You can reinterpret them as you wish. And you can use the originals, whatever. So if you need some help with something, then please just let us know what you would like to find or what you would like to search as a story. So I will bring you a few. This is not maybe the best picture, but I couldn't find today the better one. But it's a story of a lady who is called Mari Raba, and this picture in the reel is not the real Mari Raba from 150 years ago, but she made a dress before her wedding, and which was a red dress, which is very simple, like a piece of red clothes. And she used it in her wedding day and also after in her life. And when the museum came to her village to collect objects, then she decided to give that object to the museum collection. And one reason why she wanted to give it to the museum was that she used that skirt for protection, in a way that if somebody in her village or she had some skin diseases, then it was believed that this skirt was something that helped them to cure the skin infection. And the skirt has this serpent's pattern on the corner. So this is something that is, again, something on the clothing which made people to protect themselves with this kind of patterns. What we also know is like mostly that this is which comes to the chemistry of the museum collection. So for example, we know that these objects were colored with something. So now we know exactly, if you are interested in the museum, there's an exhibition called Color for Crafts, where the researchers, mostly chemical studiers from Helsinki and Tartu University, have been doing tests with folk culture researchers to understand how these colors have been made. And the knowledge behind it has been huge. So basically, if you look at the first color in the row in the middle, then this was used as a pluckthorn, tree core. Okay, they were using some tree to rot, and if you rot it for 2 weeks and then you color it, then you will get the first kind of red color, and if you keep it for the eighth week, you will get the last color. If you look at, for example, there's one special database for museum collections which is called vaibat.erm.ee, where you have all the museum carpet collections. So it can be something that is maybe easy to use also for the inspiration. But these carpets, what you can see, which doesn't maybe tell you anything, maybe this still picture from the exhibition will help you to see what it is. So basically nobody in Estonia in the period when you didn't have cars didn't go out in the winter without these carpets, because you had a horse who was running with the sledge. You had to cover the horse after with a carpet or the rug. You had to keep yourself warm, so you always had a carpet around you when you were on the sledge. And when there was a children group in the museum and the guide explained them that this is Sunday morning in a church in Estonia where the family went out, and of course after the church some people went to the pub next by, but the children were saying kind of nicely that these are like nowadays Mercedes and BMWs, these carpets, because everybody tried to look best and better and nicer than the neighbor. There is many different ways how you can use, for example, these objects, and I wanted to bring one. There's a musician, Peeter Rebane in Estonia, who was using these carpets as a data. So he took all these carpets and made these patterns and colors into codes. And these codes are transformed into music. So basically, if the visitor goes in the exhibition, chooses a carpet, chooses a piece of it, it will start to make different sounds, which will all come together as a quite nice piece of music, for example. So there's a lot of different kind of elements. I will not go through all of them. Maybe this pink from Muhu is a great example that in a Muhu island where you had a lot of contacts with different seamen who came to the sea, they used a lot these kind of pink colors, which are not natural colors. And they used, for example, a lot of these fly motifs to give them, to be different from the other parts of Estonia. And they are using this kind of parrot kind of animals. And one of the reasons why they did it, because it was just so different from all the other areas in the Estonia. So if you look at the patterns, you have the ending, you have the beginning, you have the repetition, you have a code, which is always inside of any pattern. And these patterns are always systems, they are codes from the period when we didn't have this kind of written culture in our world. So in many ways, the patterns are always transmitted bodily or transmitted from one person to the other. So it has always been something that has been mixed, where you have always had your own meaning. So you can use the meaning what has been maybe historically, but you can also think of the new meanings with the patterns. So why we are here? is that we have been digitalizing in museums in Estonia for 20 years a lot of objects. So you can find millions of objects from the museum information system MUIS. And we have had 2 projects which are kind of trying to find new uses for all this digital heritage, which is not maybe the most traditional ones. So there's one project called iGame, where we are experimenting with the heritage and how to make maybe better games. And one of my colleagues from the iGame project will also introduce the platform of the iGame after me. And the other one is trying to find new uses for the digital heritage. So if you go to the museum system and you try to find something, then it's not in English, but you can there's an English portal, but you have to write inside in Estonian. So I hope somebody can help you, or you can ask us. So you can write, for example, in the name, the object you want to find, or you can test how usable the database is. You can take the museum as Estonian National Museum, or you can choose something else, but I suggest you to take the objects with the pictures. If you want, you can test the database with the open data MUIS. There's a code which says what you have to do, but just be creative and see what will come up. And there is this database called Vaibakogu, like carpets, tapestry collection, what you can also use to find inspiration. Also in the Discord, we will post a link with, I think, 200 photos, what Bibe was selecting, that maybe will give you some inspiration for the games. So, we have in the museum things that have been collected because they need, which have been like dead because they have been just used so much. So, for example, I found a glove which has been had maybe 10 different repairing modes on it. But let's try to think how these things can be maybe made new uses, new creative uses, and I hope you will have enjoyable days and have fun. And making games should be fun, so don't look so serious. And ask me questions if you have something very shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. And as you have maybe already heard a little bit, that we are going to use additionally to our jam vote system, we're going to use something different too this time. And for that, Diana will show us what the system is going to be and how it's going to help you. So big round of applause for her.
Thank you very much. Wait a second. I put this here because I need my notes. Is it working? Yes. Hi. And then I will wait. Yeah, I will tell you a little bit of about the platform, so the tool which you will use during the time. And my name is Diana Fair, a founder of Museospace Foundation. And yeah, what is iGame about? It's a project, it's a research and innovation project, started in February 2024, will last another year almost. We are 10 partners all over Europe from 6 countries, and we have backgrounds, different backgrounds from tech, gaming, cultural, also law, from the law sector. And yes, we are developing a platform together. So what is all this platform about? First of all, it's supporting the co-creation of culture-enriched games. Secondly, trying to connect the sectors of game with foremost for culture and creative sector, finding together a language, understanding each other, because like myself, I'm not a pro in the gaming sector. So that's why it's nice to introduce you to a platform which is not my sector. And we provide, so the platform is providing a tool that creates a game design document, and it's going through the different phases of the development, starting off by the kick-off with the game jam, game design, storytelling, and aesthetics. As the platform is still in development, the visual concept, the output is at the moment not working. So why I'm saying this is because you will all use this platform now. Not set by me, but it's like a requirement. At the end, you will have the GDD report, and so this is how it looks like. You will see the interface. You will figure it out by yourself, but I try to guide you quickly through. This is the link to the platform. I think you will receive it as well later on. Of course, signing in, there is the interface where you can adjust your background, terms and condition, policy, private policy frame. I'm telling you all of this because we are seeing you as the pros. You are going to use this tool, and we are really looking forward to have a honest feedback from you, what you like, what you dislike. Does it help you? Does it not? So at the end, people will share with you a QR code with a survey. Just give you honest feedback, and maybe in between I will ask you, if I'm not nerving you too much, what you think about it. Registration is quite easy. Your name is optional, but it would be really great to put it in so people can find you, who you are, inviting you to the project, and you can discover each other. Go to the project, you initialize that. You can discover the community. You can discover other projects as well. You can put your profile in the back and put all the information there. As much as you fill in your information, as more other can see what your expertise is, what your interests are, understanding better to also being able to invite you to the project. Or you can discover yourself another project and ask for participation. You can manage the media repository is therefore you can upload also digital formats, everything what is visual. And of course, we are a safe environment. We try to put in a safe environment. And there is a flag where you can highlight something, leave their comments there if you see something what you don't like or shouldn't be there. If you go to create your project and discover this is the interface, how it looks like, you will figure it out. You are much more pro than I am. The new project, yes, put in your title, describe it. You can upload the logos if you have one, and put as much as you want, but you can describe it also later. Just start with it. This is how it looks like. You go through the co-creation sequences, starting off with the kick-off activities, and you can go one after the other, following the process. You see also the collaborative activities. If they are completed, you can look at it. You can go directly to the game design document and see what is the stage there, who is joining the collaboration group, and you can always edit the project at the right bottom and add new people there or put new information. Try to follow it as best as you can. Let us know what you like, you dislike. And please don't forget to save, because we know exactly this is not at a very nice and really maybe not well done. Save your input, and as your input is completed, mark it completely. There is a log as well, and you will find all over the place these information icons, which you can read what the people thinks, the game developer, because this is designed by people like you, yeah, by pros, not by us, who exactly know how the game process is going through. So this is giving you inspiration. The icon is there, just click on it, lock the activity. If you are the project owner, you are deciding when the activity is finished, then lock it, and the other ones can't do anything anymore. This is, you decide who is getting which role also in your team. You can see there and manage the collaborators and leave comments and chat alongside. And if you would like to have AI support, you can go on the AI wizard and just activate it. Yes, and at the end, you create a game design document, and that's the output. You can print it, you have it as a PDF or as a doc file, figure it out what you like most. And yeah, very short. I tried to be as short as possible. Thank you very much, and I wish you a lot of joy, have fun, and yeah, keep it up and all the best. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. So how are you feeling right now? Sleepy? No problem, no worries. Sleepy already? So you heard about this awesome game platform, but still the rule is, what was the #1 mistake that I mentioned before? What? Sleeping? Yes. Keeping your projects, what? Small or simple. So try to keep them small and simple. And if you have a team already, you can start actually developing your game. But if you do not have a team, then please come back to the stage. Not back to the stage, but please come to the stage yourself, and we will find you a team. Thank you everybody who watched us online on Facebook, YouTube, or Discord. Now it's the time to end our live stream here. Be back on Sunday, where you can see the games. And we are going to form teams now. Thank you. So this is as usual, but just let's wait for everyone to arrive to the stage, and then I will have some questions to you. Let's do it like this. Those who are really motivated to make their game, please on to my right hand. No, those who are motivated, who are really happy to be here right now in this stage. To my right hand, please. If you are really, really happy to make a good, your best game, please come here. So you are not happy over there? You're scared, or what's the problem?